Beautiful, beautiful. Music, man. Music for the soul. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast with the Deacons. Welcome to Trinity TV. And I am Deacon Derek Walcott, and we started this morning with heavenly music. Heavenly music. And you know, every time we start Breakfast with the Deacons, we want to talk about something that Papa Francis is telling us. Now, I want you all to hear what Papa Francis is saying this morning as we just kicked off with a couple bars of some classico. Papa Francis is telling us this morning, together with a culture of work, there must be a culture of leisure as gratification. To put it another way, people who work must take the time to relax, to be with their families, to enjoy themselves, to read, to listen, and to play music, and also to play a sport. And today we're just kicking off with Breakfast with the Deacons, and here with me this morning is a young gentleman who I know very well. His name is Stefan Roach. But you remember, did you all hear what Papa Francis says? Together with work, you must have leisure. Well, let me tell you all a little bit about this young man who is my guest on this morning. He is an engineer with the Ministry of Energy. Yes, this young baby here is a minister, is an engineer with the Ministry of Energy, and at least a minister. But anyway, he is also studying law at the University of London. He is a guitarist, as you could tell. I mean, he wasn't playing the quattro there, right? Nice. And he plays the classical guitar. I know he does a little bit of flamenco. Yes, a flamenco. Yeah, let me get it right here, because you know the Espanol is so good. But he plays a little bit of flamenco, and we want to welcome him because, again, Breakfast with Deacons is all about good news, and we have so much good news with these young people. These young people are doing such positive things. Like my little brother, Dominic, behind the cameras there, you know, studying film and so on. I want him on Breakfast with the Deacons, and again, that's a handsome young man for all you young ladies outside there. Not old ladies there. All right, okay, good. Welcome to Breakfast with the Deacons, Stefan.
Thanks for having me.
You're most welcome. Now, I just read there a little bio. You know what I mean? You're an engineer. You're graduated.
I graduated at the University of West Indies in chemical and process engineering.
Right. Yeah. And you're working with the Ministry of Energy.
Yeah, right now I'm employed at the Ministry of Energy.
But you're also studying law. What am you don't find you're studying enough books to become an engineer? What's this whole thing on studying law also?
Well, law is real plenty books. But you know, I'm not too sure about how far I want to go in engineering, pure engineering, and I saw it being very marketable combination of having law and engineering.
Right.
And especially when you get into negotiating contracts, which I'm getting a lot of experience with at the Ministry of Energy.
Yeah, right.
You know, you're understanding the legal language and the technical language, I think is very, it's a niche.
It is a niche.
It's a competitive niche.
Smart man, you know. But you play the guitar also. I mean, how long have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing guitar going on 14 years.
14 years?
14 years.
So you're playing this guitar since you're about 5 years old then?
Yeah.
So you're playing the guitar for the last 14 years?
14 years.
I mean,
I started when I was 13 years old.
You actually picked up the first guitar at 13 years old?
Well, I probably picked it up before that, but I started my formal training at 13 years old.
And who did you train with?
Graham Newland, the best.
Graham Newland, the best boy.
Best.
With a name like New Ling. Is he a Chinese?
No, not very far from Chinese. If he's New Ling, I don't know who'll be Old Ling. But Graham is an English guy. Graham is from Reading, England, and Graham he's university qualified. I'm not sure which university in England, but he's very qualified in classical guitar. Came here to the 80s. He played a crucial role in the Classical Guitar Society here for some time. He wrote his books on classical guitar, his method. And he also did a workshop with Paco Pena of Spain. And Paco Pena is still alive. He's one of the, I guess you could say, living legends of flamenco in Spain. So Graham had that training in flamenco in Spain, and And when I decided to try flamenco on my own, I would come play some stuff for him, and he would be able to guide me and tell me, all right, well, your rhythm a little off or whatever, you know. So Graham is really...
But he taught you, your first experience was what? Classical guitar?
Classical guitar. Up to now, I study classical guitar, pure classical guitar with him. The flamenco is something that I really pursue on my own, you know. There's a lot of material out there that you can download off the internet. You could purchase books online and get them shipped in. And of course, the music also is available. So, you know, I purchase all the material, all the music, and well, because I'm qualified enough in classical guitar, I'm able to read scores of music pretty well, and once I have the flamenco scores with me and I understand the feel of the music, I can go about trying them on my own, and then I could play it for Graham. He would say, all right, songing good or not, or etc.
Yeah. Now, where did this whole thing and love for guitar come from? I mean, do you have any family that plays the musical instruments or guitars or anything like that?
Well, that's a very common question. Where do I have music in my family? I have no music in my family at all.
No music in your family at all? Daddy don't play a mouth organ, a drum, a bottle and spoon?
Daddy could play the window in the car with his knuckles. You know? That's his instrument, knocking the car window.
By the way, if any of you all don't know, this is the young son of Glenn Roach, the Spanish teacher from Fatima. You know, our sister school. You went to Fatima, by the way?
Yeah.
What school you went to, Dom? All right. Now, Dom, I had to interview you. Dominic, the cameraman, went to St. Mary. So we come from the boys' school.
All right, yes, outnumbered.
Yes. So you played classical guitar.
Still studying.
And you're still studying classical. What level you've reached?
Well, I've completed all the grades.
You've completed all the grades?
All the grades in classical guitar with the Associated Board of the Royal Schools of Music. As an English board. We send on the examiners and so on. I completed all the grades there. And now I'm pursuing a diploma with Graham in performance.
Okay.
So in classical guitar performance. So now we get into a different set of pieces, and you have to perform probably like a half-hour set for the examiner.
Right.
And do a write-up on your pieces and your artists and things like that. But still preparing for that right now.
Okay. So, but did you, I mean, in this love for the guitar and love for music, you ever competed in the music festival or anything like that?
Yeah, I competed in music festival in 2008, and
what happened?
Not because I was all about I wanted to compete or anything, you know.
Yeah.
Graham just encouraged me to take part in it. Yeah. Say, well, you know, you're studying grade 6 level now, and try it out. Say, okay. So I signed up.
Yeah.
A little classical piece. I was able to display different techniques in the piece and learn how to play it properly, all the proper dynamics and so on. And lo and behold, I won. You won? Hey, let's congratulate this boy here. You won the music festival? Yeah, I never expected that. You never expected that? And when, 2008? 2008. And this is what? This was in an age group or Senior. What? Senior guitar solo, yeah. So that means, say, you competed against all the big boys? Well, yeah, I competed. There were two other competitors. One of them was actually a grade 8. And I had a simpler piece because I was grade 6 level. But and I think that development from Graham, he really showed me how to interpret a piece properly. And I think that was able to give me the edge. You know, the invigilator noted that I recognized all the dynamics, I interpreted the piece well, and put forward what the composer probably meant by what he wrote. You know? But you remember any of that from that time? I want you to play, listen, I want you to play a little piece. Let those people listening on to the show hear a little bit of your style. A little classic. Classic? Your song like your classic. Well, you know, classical guitar, flamenco, different things, But in terms of I'll give you a popular classical song. Okay, let's hear it. By Anonymous. I'm sure you'll know that composer. He's very popular.
Beautiful.
Spanish romance.
Spanish romance by Anonymous.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. Now you run a school.
Right, yeah.
And you run a school for young people who would like to learn to play the guitar.
Well, the youngest kid I have right now is 7 years old.
7 years old.
Yeah, it's really difficult to try younger than that. But 7 years old, and I've had students up to 70 years old.
So wait a minute, you mean to say I could come and join your classical guitar school?
Yeah.
I mean, I never, listen, the only thing I ever play is pitch, spin up top, but somebody like me, who's old like me, could learn to play the guitar.
Anybody could learn.
Anybody could learn.
It might take more effort, but anybody could learn. Yeah.
But anybody who wants to learn how to play the guitar, regardless of your age, I recommend it. It's therapeutic. Is it therapeutic?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
especially,
yeah, go ahead.
Especially with my busy life, you know, to be able to relax, and I enjoy performing too. You know, in performing certain events, I get to free up and sit back and play an hour and a half straight or 2 hours straight, and I really enjoy those intimate events where I just in the background playing my music, but I really enjoy performance, relaxing, and
But I do find I have a problem.
it's an escape.
I have a problem. You studied chemical and process engineering. I got it right,
Yeah,
discipline?
you got it.
You finished that, you're in Ministry of Energy and now studying law.
Yeah.
Where do you find time to play the guitar? In all of that, because you're still studying. Sounds like you never stop studying, period. Where do you find time to play the guitar?
You know, you just have to sneak in an hour a day somewhere, somewhere in between the day.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I might carry it in work and play on a lunchtime.
Really? Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, gigs come so often that the gigs are the practices themselves. You know, once you have that repertoire going on a regular basis, that's the practice there.
That's the practice. Okay.
But on weekends, you know, a Saturday, you know, in teaching also, in teaching my students, I get regular time on the guitar and you know, keep that left hand, right hand coordination up in teaching them.
Okay.
Teaching them, you know, going through exercises with them. I'm also getting those exercises done, and it's practice in itself for me.
Okay, so you have your own school, you're studying law, you're working at the Ministry of Energy as an engineer. My goodness. And you all want to know about young people, and you all talk about, you know, so many times you only hear about bad news about young people. How old are you, Stefan?
27.
Oh God, he's a baby, a little pop. I have 2 children older than Stefan. And you make this time to practice, and you have your own school, and I hear you have something coming up called Viva. Viva. Love of music and dance. Now this is the flamenco guitarist Stefan Roach in collaboration with Sindan Productions. And wow, Rhythmica. I got it right?
Yep.
Yeah?
That's it.
Limited presents Viva. What is Viva all about? Now,
Viva.
tell us, what is Viva all about?
Viva is a play.
Yeah.
It's a play. You know, I conceptualize Viva, the storyline and so on, and it would flow into, it's a story that flows into a live flamenco band, which will be on stage, and dances.
Okay.
And Darian Narang did the script and put in a lot of humor in there and brought the script to life. And Ruth Degan, so Darian is from Sindan Production, that's his company. I think this is probably his first production, the first production that he's directed and written himself.
Okay.
And Ruth Degans, she's the choreographer from Rhythmica Limited. So she has been choreographing the dancers, and they're doing Spanish style dances.
Wow, and when is Viva taking place?
This is on Friday. This Friday, 12 September.
Where
8
is
o'clock,
it?
Queen's Hall.
Queen's Hall.
8 p.m. Queen's Hall.
You're in a big place, boy.
Yes, I'm jumping into the pool in the deep end.
So, is this the first time that you're putting on something like this at the Queen's Hall?
This is the biggest production I'm attempting.
Okay.
What I have done before, I did as a flamenco guitarist. I launched myself as a performer in 2012 with a show at Movie Town, Fiesta Plaza.
Okay.
And you know, we had a real good turnout and so on, and it was well received. So now 2 years. So this show has been 2 years in the making. You know, contemplating from that, what is the next step? I thought, you know, I have to try out Queens. I have to go big.
Okay.
And You know, it's scary. It's a scary process, but you know, if you, yeah, you know, you can't give into fear. You know?
Just do it. You know, and like Jesus, you know, with Simon Peter, who saw Jesus walking on the water, and he said, "I want to come, Lord." And Jesus said, "Step out, man, come."
That's exactly how I felt.
And that's how you felt.
That's how I feel.
Stepping out into the deep water.
Yep.
You just keep your eyes on Jesus. Now, I know this is a member also of Living Water Community's youth group, and you went to Spain.
Yes, I went to Spain in 2011.
2011, World Youth Day. And
your daughter was there.
And yeah, my daughter was there. Sophie, so I know you're watching on. I'm supposed to take her to
Sophie's my good friend.
So, how was that experience in World Youth Day?
Well, World Youth Day, I mean, it was very overwhelming for me. First of all, we're in a different country. Pilgrimage, you know, is very tiring. A lot of things going on, a lot of activities every day, a lot of walking, hiking. But I went to Spain actually with a little load on my shoulders because my nephew, he was diagnosed with cancer the week before I left for Spain.
Right.
So he was diagnosed with cancer the Friday of this weekend. 1 week later, they flew out to Miami.
And how
they
old
flew
is
out
your
on a
nephew?
Sunday, 6 months old.
6 months old and diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah. They flew out on a Sunday. I left for Spain on a Tuesday. So it was just one thing after the other and very overwhelming. So, but in a way, I wonder if I needed to carry that to Spain, as though it happened in that time, and so I would carry it to Spain on this pilgrimage. And, and of course, that was the devotion of this World Youth Day for me. You know, I devoted it to him, and and in every way, all the prayers from me, and well, the group supported me a lot, and we devoted to him. And actually, this production, one of the organizations this production is supporting is the Just Because Foundation.
Right.
It's a foundation that deals with pediatric cancer patients.
Right. Well, I know it well. The Joseph family.
Yeah, the Joseph family.
You know, because that was part of Gabrielle, my eldest daughter's, you know, that was part of her charity when she was going up for Miss World, you know, and she won. You know, and her charity was the Just Because Foundation. You know, but your nephew, I mean, you took this to World Youth Day. You offered it up. The whole group kind of supported you all. They were praying. What happened with your nephew?
My nephew is fine.
Did you hear that? His nephew is fine. Isn't God wonderful?
My nephew is fine, and the doctors in Miami mentioned that his recovery was almost miraculous. I mean, these are people that deal with thousands of cancer patients, of children. And they found that his recovery was so miraculous.
People, Breakfast with the Deacons, Trinity TV, it's all about good news. Now, you're hearing plenty good news. You're hearing beautiful good news about young people. There's this young man, an engineer, he studies, listen, not only that, you know, a lot of other young people, they out, they partying, they liming, they drinking, they smoking, they whatever it is. And you have a young man with a little group of young people, and they go off to World Youth Day in Spain. Young people saying yes to Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? And there he is, he takes on his shoulders, you know, the burden of his little nephew, just 6 months old, diagnosed with cancer, and the whole family, I'm sure everybody was in turmoil, and he takes it to Jesus, and Jesus says, what do you want me to do for you? I want to be healed. You watching on, you know, I just want you all to understand Jesus, how much he loves us, and his promises to us. Jesus never breaks a promise. Never breaks a promise. Uncle Derek might break a promise, not Jesus. Okay? And he just tells us, you know, surrender. Surrender. And it's unbelievable what Jesus can do with our surrender. So this young man here is now putting on a show, Viva, on Friday at the Queen's Hall. And what are the cost of the tickets?
We have General and Reserve. Reserve is the first half of Queen's Hall, the first part of Queen's Hall, and those tickets are $200.
$200 to go to Viva in Special Reserve.
Yes.
And then?
And General, $150.
And $150 for General. And listen, and some of your proceeds are going to the Just Because Foundation.
Just Because Foundation and Living Water Community.
Just Because Foundation and Living Water, his community and my daughter's community. I hope you're watching on it, Sophie, right? they are going to experience a blessing from him. We want you all to come down. Let's fill up Queen's Hall, because you know some of these proceeds are going to these two incredible, I want to call them communities, the Joseph, you know, this whole family and their whole, you know, trauma of them losing a child and then understanding what it meant to go it alone outside there with a child with cancer. And then they form this incredible foundation, the Just Because Foundation, and they are reaching out to so many people, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, whose children suffer with cancer, but people throughout the Caribbean. They can come and stay because they understand, look, you know, it could be so stressful. You have your child here, you live far away from home, all the treatment centers are close to Port of Spain, and you know, how do you organize all of that and get to the treatment centers, have this child, a family? It's costly. Okay, so they formed the Just Because Foundation, and so many people have benefited from it. And here we have Stefan wanting to do something and say thank you, because his little nephew enjoyed some of this vision of the Just Because Foundation.
Yes.
Stefan, this is wonderful, and I want you to play a little flamenco, because are you going to play flamenco?
Yes, it's primarily flamenco.
Give us a little bit of your flamenco piece there. Flamenco.
Flamenco.
Flamenco. From what country?
Spain.
Oh gosh! And the boy went to World Youth Day in Spain, and he played us a little bit of flamenco there.
That was definitely a good musical experience.
A good musical
being amongst Spanish people and the vibrancy of the culture.
Did you? I mean, I know you went on World Youth Day in Spain, and that was when 2011.
2011.
But did you get a chance at all to listen to any music when you were over there in this hustle and bustle and going to things?
Well, the churches themselves, the churches, the congregations, Spanish style music is very much part of their life and
culture.
Their culture. And so one of my best memories of there was me joining in with the choir, and you know, they played rhythm. And it's a common progression: A minor, G, F, E, and the entire congregation at the end of Mass, forming this circle and doing this line dance around the church while we were playing the rhythm. And I mean, I enjoyed hearing them sing, and how lively the congregation was. They clapping. You know. It was really a great musical experience. You know, but the real complex flamenco, I didn't really encounter any of that there from live musicians. But you know, that's flamenco, the authentic flamenco, the more complex rhythms and so on. You know, you'd find that more in the Andalusian region of Spain. You know, where you have more gypsy and Moorish influence and so on.
So how many of you all went to World Youth Day?
It's about 18 of us.
About 18 of you all from Living Water community. Big posse, boy.
Big posse.
Nice. Good. Do you all stay together? Do you all line together still and so on?
Most of us still line together.
Good. Stay together. That's important. But we're here also because we want to promote Viva, right? Love, music and dance on this Friday at the Queen's Hall. And what time does it start?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. So this gives you enough time to get home, you know, go in the shower, bathe, cool off, jump back in your car and come down to the Queen's Hall to support Stefan Roach and the two other production companies,
Simnan Productions and Rhythmica.
Right, and this is, they jumped off into the deep, you know, and here they are, they're saying, okay, listen, we would love to give part of our proceeds to Living Water Community and the Just Because Foundation. This is young people doing something absolutely beautiful for Jesus. Let us go and support them. You know, we could go to a movie town and watch a show, you know, that kind of thing, but today, here's what. On Friday, let us go and support this. It is so beautiful. You're going to see young, talented people, because it's only, I think it's the three of you all are all young people.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all young people.
Yeah, the cast is very young.
The cast is very young. They're putting together something. Hey, they're doing something positive, and all we're doing is promoting young people. This is Uncle Derek's Tuesday program. It's about young people and all the positive, beautiful things young people are doing. Listen, this is better than the budget. You understand? There are more good news in what we are doing here than the budget. So I want you all to come down on Friday, and I want you all to just come and take in. Bring your wives, bring your husbands, bring your children.
This is family entertainment also.
Hey, it's clean. Guess what? It's clean. It's clean, and it's all oriented for family. I think you couldn't spend a better evening than to come down on Friday. 8 o'clock, Queen's Hall. Special reserve seats are $200. The other seats are $150. You can't get a better bang for your buck.
Reach early and you get a complimentary glass of wine.
Reach early, you'll get a complimentary glass of wine. Now, I did not say doubles, because doubles and wine, that's for red solo, right? But come and get a complimentary glass of wine. Steph, you want to give us a little something that we could hear a little bit more? Breakfast with the Deacons, man. Amen. Amazing, Amos. Amazing, amazing. Been watching Breakfast with the Deacons, and we've had on Stefan Roach, a flamenco and classical guitarist. We want to thank you all. This is live. You just wanting to walk on Breakfast with the Deacons. Breakfast with the Deacons. See you all. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and see you all on Friday. Breakfast with the Deacons. #1 breakfast show. Yeah, you don't believe that, eh? You didn't even know you want Breakfast with the Deacons, eh?